fun might be a subjective word, as it depends whether or not you enjoy classic board games, but the rest of the title is correct. What we have here is a collection of 4 games in one cartridge. You can play chess, checkers, reversi, and backgammon. The chess game utilizes an older algorithm from the 80s, reprogrammed for the Game Boy, that goes by the name of Sargon, and purports to be, quote-unquote, the premier chess program. It can be set to one of 6 increasing difficulty levels. The graphics are quite plain, and sound effects utterly forgettable, but it's certainly functional, as chess games go. Gone are the complex tutorials and training exercises that the Chessmaster gave us, as is the irritating voice synthesis, thankfully. The computer opponent seems to process its moves quicker as well, giving a much more fluid head-to-head, with the rationale of the player roughly assimilating that of a human, depending on the skill level. A very successful chess rendition, worthy of praise. Checkers is much the same, various CPU difficulties that seem to be accurate with quite intelligently coded AI. Nothing flashy, but if what you're looking for is a portable version of checkers, and you happen to live in an era before smartphones, then this probably filled that void as well as anything could have. Now, as for the other 2 games, we had a backgammon board in my family home when I was a kid, and I remember my grandma trying to teach us how the game worked, but it never quite sunk in. As with the 2 games above that I do understand, this does appear to be a faithfully programmed edition of the game. Again, the algorithm is borrowed from a much older one, perfected in 1985, which coincidentally is the last time backgammon was relevant. Reversi is the same as Othello was, if you remember that really early Game Boy game, and is still as hard to win for me as ever. I despise the game less here, only because it no longer takes up a whole cartridge to itself, but is suitably a footnote after 3 undeniably more fun board games. There are only 3 opponent skill levels to choose from here, but I'm too dumb to even conquer the easiest one. I shan't lose any sleep over that though. When it comes to reversi, it must just be something in my brain that makes it incompatible. You're gonna want to play these against a human to get the most out of them, but then that's almost certainly true for all renditions of chess, checkers, and the like. AI can be programmed as cleverly as you want, but it'll never replicate the tension of playing face-to-face with a real person. That's where these games really shine. You can play over a link cable if you prefer, or here they even give you the option to pass the Game Boy back and forth between you. Very generous, really. Usually Game Boy developers, they forced you to buy a second copy of the game to play 2-player. Anyway, there's another 4-in-1 Funpak coming out in 1993 that focuses more on cards, dice, and dominoes. I kinda look forward to it actually.